Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Cities Skylines II, Part 4 in our Edgewood series, where there's all kinds of icons, high rent, not enough customers. There's not as many not enough customers, though, I have noticed. There's still a few, but there's not as many. This is actually the next day after I recorded last week's video. I recorded that last night, and then this morning I'm recording again, and there's been an update to the game. So it says it has... The main thing that I complained about was how it would constantly change textures or the quality of what was loaded, but I don't know. It still happens with this track. And that's why I came over here, because this has always been the one that I found to be the main culprit. So, that's nice, but you can see it causes the whole city to have problems. So, yeah, I'm sure that there has been some things fixed in regards to that. See, if I zoom out, you can see details slowly come back in. That you can see more detail here on the track than you can when you zoom in. Like, as soon as you zoom in, it starts going fuzzy, a little more fuzzy, and then it just goes, yeah, that I don't understand that. Yes, I've submitted a bug report. So, as long as we stay away from that, I think we'll be all right. Like, you can see the city will kind of, yeah, we can see the details popping back in. Even over there, it's looking pretty good. Just curious if it happens when I'm zoomed in down here in a neighborhood. So we're just gonna take a peek and see. And it looks like things are holding steady. So that's good. You may notice out in the distance some big boys. I let the game run last night for a little while, just kind of observing, trying to understand some stats and things. But what I noticed is some of these businesses that need rock were complaining about high resources or high resource cost. So I thought maybe if I brought in rock industry, because they can go anywhere, that maybe that would take care of that problem. And it has somewhat. We had 4 of them complaining, and now there's only 2. So maybe they just haven't gotten their most recent shipment from these guys, and instead are still getting it from the outside world. I don't know. I'm not really certain what could be causing that. Something I definitely want to keep an eye on, though. Something else I'd like to keep an eye on is the poo water. I would like to eliminate that sooner rather than later, and I'm thinking maybe this could make a nice utilities campus over here. But I don't think I've unlocked these yet. No, that's pumping station. Here we go. I'm pretty sure I have them available. By the way, we also did get up to Busy Town. We had ended on Boom Town, but while I was letting the game run, the population grew enough that I got enough XP, and our happiness climbed. You can see the only thing they're complaining about is high taxes. But it did get us up to Busy Town, and we've got Big Town coming soon, which will get us true high density, and then right after that, high density businesses, and then right after that, high density offices. And I think that is like everything. The rest of them are just loan limits, right? Yeah, loan limits and cash. So that's really, we're just 3 away from the final one that gives us, actual stuff. Everything else just gives us some development points, expansion permits, and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, I think I would like to have a utility campus over here, but first I want to check the budget. Right now we're in a good place, $3,000 an hour. Monthly balance, though, when we look at it, that's only $73,000 a month that we're bringing in. What is that thing? What's it even cost to run? And again, this is where I would like to see in here. I would really like to know what it's going to cost me per month for this building I'm unlocking, so that I could spend my development points better. I think that would inform us a little bit better. It's because if I unlock this, and then it's more than my city can afford, well, I've essentially wasted those development points when I may have been able to go for something different that would have benefited the city. So that's just, I think, a nice quality of life thing, and I need to submit that as a suggestion. But I just think that would make a really good quality of life to know right here, what does this do? Give me some stats. We've got all this space right here that it can tell me, what does it pump, how many employees, and what's it cost to run and to buy. I think that would be a nice thing to do. But since I don't know, and since I want it, I'm going to unlock it and then find out. And it costs $120,000 a month for upkeep, which we just don't have. We just don't have it. But we've also got a nice surplus right now, so I'm thinking maybe go ahead and get it anyway, and then hope for the best. So let's compare. This pumps 400,000 cubic meters per month, purification rate of 50%. It does pollute the ground a little bit, which could be a problem putting it right here next to our geothermal, because I think if you pollute the water for the geothermal, it stops functioning as well. But we could possibly move it down around there. So our just plain old icky water pipe. So this does 4 times as much, but for 6 times the fees, and introduces ground pollution. But of course, this one's polluting the water. So we might hold off on this just until we can get our budget, because we're already starting to drop here on what we have available. And I think part of that may be because we're not exporting as much electricity. Yeah, it's coming down, which makes sense. We're using more in the city now than we were, because the city's getting bigger. So yeah, we're producing 138 megawatts. We're consuming 27.3334 was a minute ago, and then we're exporting all the excess. But we were exporting quite a bit more than that when the city budget was bringing in a lot more. So yeah. So then the other thing I want to take a look at then is some transit, and I think we can afford to get some buses in here, and I think that's going to do some nice things for us. By the way, the only other change I made between videos was to add this roundabout right here. I was getting a significant amount of traffic. For some reason, a lot of the traffic coming into the city, instead of coming down here, down our collector, was coming up here and then coming right back down and going out. Putting in the roundabout stopped that behavior, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Oh, and I also introduced a district for our little island over here, and put in speed bumps, which reduces the speed of vehicles, so less noise pollution, which is good because this is primarily residential. And I also made it a gated community, because I did add a bridge as well, and I didn't want heavy industry trucks using this as a shortcut. So by making it a gated community, we have kept the trucks out there. So cool. Let's get some buses. Now that the trees are starting to grow over here, this park is looking pretty fantastic, I think. I like it. But buses, and I'm going to just throw the bus depot in back here by industry, and that should be good enough. I want to leave a little bit of space because I'm not sure where its upgrade buildings go. So over to the sides. So I've got room around back. And this is for electric buses, but it's only a quarter. Enables a depot to send out electric buses. Doesn't tell me how many. I guess it's going to be all of them. Maybe it's a taxi stand I'm thinking of that does the electrification differently. So let's think about where we want our bus lines. I know I want one that kind of loops through our industrial area, and then probably one that comes up and down this road here, because then that will service the neighborhoods 2 blocks to either side. Probably a concentration of stops here just because we have more people, and then maybe only 1 or 2. So like one here, and then maybe 1. Actually, we'll do 3 like there, and then we'll probably just wind up with like 1 back there. And then it's literally just going to loop around back and forth through there. And then maybe one that hits this neighborhood and this neighborhood, and maybe it could loop over to here to catch the to give a transfer for the industry line. It's going to bounce back and forth, probably down this road or maybe alongside this back road. Probably along the back road, because this road gets a lot more traffic. So if we put the buses back here, that would probably be the better place. So let's do that. So I'm going to go with just the regular bus stop signs for this side, or yeah, for back here in industry. We'll do something a little nicer for the other neighborhoods. That's a lot of stops, and it's going to make it difficult to have it go back and forth. I mean, it's going to like just go there and then end. I don't know. Maybe if we come down here, we can have a bit of a loop for it. Now let's just see what happens. Let me see what I can make of this. So we want to create a new route. We want to have it on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, okay. We want to start out here. I know what I'm doing, maybe. So there we go. A little tricky to catch those sometimes. And then to there, but then yeah, so if I just have it come all the way back, it's just gonna be, you know, doing nothing for that whole time. So I'm thinking maybe if we have at least one stop back there and maybe one over here, it might not be a bad idea. So let's add in, this is a pretty long block, so let's add one here in the middle. And then even though I really didn't want one right here on the side, I'm going to do it anyway. And then, so I never completed the route, so I have to start over. Okay. And zooming in really helps catch these. I think I added a waypoint, not a stop. I can't. What's the difference here? So, add a new waypoint. Okay, they both just say waypoints. Okay, all right. It's really the first I've tinkered with buses once before in another city, but this is the first time really like actually paying attention to what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll just get a nice little loop through there, and that completes our very first bus line. And then I'm going to come in right here with a stop, and then I'm going to do the same thing back here somewhere, like right there. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to replace that. Actually, I'm just going to delete that one. I'd rather have the bigger stop in the more densely populated area. And this is going to be a transfer anyway. So let's see. If I go there and there with my main stops, we can put this right here. And then I want another one, because this is going to be just basically a transfer line, and that's all it's going to do. So then if we throw another one like out here, that should be good. And then I just want to connect these and just be these three stops. So from there, okay, so maybe we had that on the wrong side of the road, because it has to go back down and around to get there. Can the bus not come through here because I've made a... I don't know. It should. I would think it'd be able to come through there. I'm going to add a waypoint to kind of force it to come up this way. There we go. I'll say I thought it would be able to come through there. And then if we connect over to here... Yeah, that's taking a fairly logical path, though I think it'd be better to have it come down the collector, or the larger road there, instead of coming down an alley. It's not a collector, but it is a larger road. And then I just wanted to finish off over here. So let's see. Yep, it's choosing a good path for that. So that is bus line the second. And then we want to get in this one over here. And this one we are going to go on both sides of the street. It did not let me place that. So we'll just start with one there. And then we'll come up a couple blocks, have one on each side. And then here we're going to have it just offset from that. They can walk a block. It'll be all right. And then I think I wouldn't mind having another one like here, because that will collect from this higher density area, and then we only really need like one more down there. And then for this one, we will start down here. And now you gotta zoom in nice and close to make sure we're clicking the right one. Otherwise, I will click the wrong one. And from there, then we're gonna skip that and go there. We're gonna come down to this one. And over to here. And then back up. Glad to see them making a somewhat logical path. Go up and around. Yeah, it's probably the best way to go. And then complete this one by going to the other end. So that's our 3 main bus lines, but we still want to service this area over here somehow. So possibly with our looping line. Though I guess they've got this that they can get, and they're only walking 2 blocks. Same here. So that's not too bad. So let's get our bus lines actually different colors so we can see them a little bit better. We'll just go red on that one. We'll go with a nice orange on that one. And we'll go with a nice yellow on this one. And now I just kind of want to let the buses get out there and run for a minute, and then see what our utilization is like and how we're doing in that regard. It did definitely cost us quite a bit, so our budget not in the greatest of shape, but we're gonna expand some today too. So I'm just gonna let this run for a few minutes, let the buses make a few rounds, pick a few people up. Right now we're only at 9 per month, and we'll definitely see some improvements here. So we've changed our perspective just a little bit, and you can see that we have close to 1,200 people a month riding the bus already. I think I'm going to make one change. I think I would like to have this industry bus come out here as well, and I'm fairly certain I can do that just by grabbing this and adding a stop. Yeah, and then they can turn around right there. We'll make that bus line a little bit longer, but these are major employers. I mean, there's 186 jobs there, 30 there, 40 there, so, and then almost 80 there. So another 300 or 400 jobs out here. So that should increase our ridership as well, and hopefully help these guys make sure they have employees. Our budget still fine. In fact, while I was watching it, there are times, it's not right now, but there have been a couple times that our buses were almost breaking even. I got up to 60,500 of the 62,000 that's costing to run. So we were only operating them at a loss of about 1,500 a month, which that's not bad. If you can come back up to something like that, I wish this would go back to the same window you were in. But, if it could come back up, it just fluctuates wildly. And I think it's just based upon the number of people on the buses at any given time. But yeah, there were 1,300 now by adding this one in. And that's just going to continue to climb. So really happy with that. What I also want to do with regard to buses is down here by our park, I want to take a look at getting in the bus station. And having that right back in here, but I want to offset it a little bit. I think I'd like to bring this street out and then give it its own little bus-only road that comes down to it. It is an alleyway, which isn't ideal for bus traffic, but I think I'm going to be okay with it. So we're going to bring this down and around it. And we may convert that to bus only right there. So that'll get it in right there. But what I want to see is where its upgrade buildings go. So it can get extra platforms. Those are inside of it. And then I can't get these yet because I haven't unlocked them. I'm going to assume that, because it says built in, I'm going to assume that means it's going to be just inside the station itself. So that means we can now come up with our final placement for this thing. Though I do think, I don't know, do we want to do a bus only road right here? Would that be beneficial? Why can't I upgrade that one? I'm in my replace tool. And upgrade that and add a bus lane, but I can't make a bus only alley. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. So the alleys cannot be bus only. Okay, well that's fine then. We'll just leave it like that. So I'm going to get rid of this now. And I know you don't have a road. Just settle down for a minute. And I want to bring this right in up against the station. Oops. I'm trying to bring it in right up against the station, but let's turn off guidelines. Okay, let's turn off the grid snapping. So the edge of the building is right there. Okay, fair enough. So we'll bring that down to there and then to there. And that'll give us some zoning back in through here. And for this guy, I want this to be like our connection to the outside world. So we are going to create another route. And we're going to start it here. And we're just going to take a look. We've got 1, 2, 3 different routes that we need to make. So you just come over here to the first one. And do I add it to this? I think that's right. Yeah, if I just put it here, it doesn't. Yeah, that snaps to there. Okay, cool. Again, first time really messing with the buses, so I'm just going off of what I've seen and trying to get it right. So then we'll do that one there. I'm going to leave a little gap, and then we're going to go to our other outside connection over this way and get that connected. So now let's take a look. We've got 6 lines total. Yeah, we're definitely exceeding our number of buses. You can see these have none on there. But I think that these 3, so let's see, where do these actually go? Let's get them named properly. So let's come in here to our Bardney line, drop it down to the minimum, and to the Backley line, and drop it down to the minimum. But we don't have enough buses. Let's go back to our bus depot and investigate. So, yeah, we are using all 25. I can add an extra garage. It'll give me 10 more vehicles. I think that will be sufficient for now. And I'm just going to put these on the back, and we can add more again later if we need to. So let's get that in right within the footprint of the building there. There we go. And now we've got 35 buses. So I didn't really compare. That's $30,000 a month for 10 buses, whereas this gets you 25 for 60. So it's not maybe the best value. Maybe it's just a second depot would have been a better value, like per bus, but we built it, so I'm going to leave it there for now. So after about just 3 or 4 minutes, the buses have all unbunched. You can see that they're mostly spread out. A little bunching happening back there still every once in a while, but I think it's actually the buses traveling outside of town. Yeah, it's buses going outside of town that are bunched up on that road, and that's fine. Up to 3,300 people, so not quite half the town's population, but still a decent number. But if we go in and take a look, we still have really low utilization on this bus that's servicing our industry area, and it's using up 5 of our buses. So let's just decrease it, since there's not. There are some passengers using it, just not many. We're gonna bump this down to just 2 buses. It's 4.2 kilometer line, and that'll give us 3 buses back that we can use elsewhere. Utilization on our other lines, decent on bus line 3, and on bus line 2, not the best. And that's what our one that circulates from all the neighborhoods. Yeah, and I'm almost wondering if maybe that one shouldn't loop back on itself. So instead of just making a big circle, once it gets to here, come back and then go back around. That way you can catch it both directions instead of having to go all the way around. or just create another line and mirror it and then cut the number of buses in half. So let's try that approach first. Let's mirror our stops and create a whole new line. And I know I'm spending a lot of time on buses today, but I'm learning here. You know, I'm wanting to experiment. That's what this whole series is about, is me learning the ins and outs of Cities Skylines 2. So this one we are going to do on the other side, and it's going to do the same purpose, or serve the same purpose, of getting people between these three major areas while also serving as like a transfer station. So complete that there, and I'm just not happy with that route that it's chosen. So again, I'm going to grab this and make a waypoint over here and force it to over here, if it'll let me. So if I put it here, if I put it back here, it seems like it can't find the route. But if I put it here, it can. Cool. So let's get that one a different color as well. We'll make it like the green line. And then once again, we don't want the CO buses. We want just regular buses. And then we're at our max, but this is where I want to go in and look at what was on these two stops. So this is one of them. This is the other. This one has 6 buses. This one has 6 buses. I don't think, given the ridership, that that's warranted. So I'm going to cut that in half on both of them. And go back into here and cut this one down into half. Cool. And now we're not using all 35 of our buses. I don't think. It says 1 bus is returning. But yeah, we got a couple buses returning now. So we'll see. We'll see how many we're actually using. Our budget is fluctuating from positive to negative. Transportation, we're making some money, but we're still losing 103 grand. Overall, our monthly budget, not in the best state, but I'm okay because our government subsidies kick back in a little bit. And it does occasionally go into the green. So I think if we just get some more zoning in, which we need, we definitely have demand for everything. So we'll do that. But I want to let the buses once again unbunch on these 2 new lines and then see what it looks like from there. And that did not take all that long. We're up to nearly 3,600. Bus line 7 going the other direction. Look at our utilization on that compared to that one. Almost makes me think we could just get rid of the red line. Or the red line. This was it. That one. Okay, this is my bad. I looked at the wrong one. So 9% versus 27%. That's nuts. So they prefer the counterclockwise as we're looking at it right now. But it's fine. We're going to leave them both in place for the time being. Right now, what we need to focus on is expansion. I want to get this quay wall built. And I'm not really sure how to do it because it doesn't want to continue as a quay wall. So I'm just going to experiment here because like if we go here, it says it's in water, which it's right. It is partially in the water. So what I'm thinking is if we come in through here, bring our brush size like way up, like to there, and actually bring this out really far, like all the way over to here, which I know seems really extreme, but I think this will work. That goes outside city limits, so we might have to buy that ocean tile to get this to work. So I'm thinking if I come in through here, level all of this out, and then now there's no water right next to it. So yeah, I'm going to buy this tile real quick. I don't know if this is going to work. This could just be a failed experiment. I'm going to purchase that tile just so I can get a little bit more here. So yeah, bring this on out to here. Like So, and then what I want to do is come in here with a much smaller brush and find a contour line that is about, actually, I can't quite tell though. I think that's still a key wall. It is still a key wall. I can see the fence on it. I'm going to go with that contour line there. And then what I'm going to do is bring this back up in through here. And now that there's no water here, I should be able to get the road in, and then we can just get rid of all this other stuff that I have added in. So let's see if this works to give me the desired effect of a key wall or not. Looks like it's wanting to go up, so let's change our elevation step here. So far, so good. How far out can I drag that? It's staying as a key wall. I might have got it here. Looks like we lose our key wall back here somewhere though. So let's do this in short segments so we can kind of see what we're doing. So here we lose it, but if I bring this up like that, and now that's flat. And we can tell that because of our grade. So I'm just going to bring it on out. And that's about as far as I can really see what I'm doing. For some reason it gets, okay, so it's switching out of key wall there. So we can get to there and we're good. But that's also because, and I can see exactly why that's happening. Let's go to where it's at 1%. There we go. And the reason that's happening, you can see the land where I flattened. I didn't go in a very straight line. So it kind of starts pulling away. And that's why it was switching back to just a regular road. And that's fine, we can fix that. So we will just come in through here. I can already tell that's not a straight line, but we're going to be patient. We're going to get this. And I'm just going to keep fiddling with this until I get it done. So enjoy this montage of me trying to build a key wall. And this is now all key wall through here, yeah? Yeah, you know what? Once I got my head wrapped around what I needed to do, and obviously we went way too far with the land, but once I got my head wrapped around what we needed to do there, this wasn't too bad to build. It's not perfect. Like down here on this end, we have a key on both sides, but we can adjust that later. We're not going to be building out that far. I just wanted to get it to run this width so that we can start expanding this way. So now what I want to do is find an elevation that is below water. So like we'll go like halfway like there, and then bring that right up to our wall. And I'm thinking the water will just hopefully fill in. So far it's not. I hope I haven't screwed us over here. Right now it's just kind of staying out there. Interesting. That's very interesting. I don't quite understand what's happening there. I'm gonna just leave a little section there. What if I, okay, so while I was terraforming, the water couldn't move. Okay, so it's coming in now, and it should fill that in just fine. We might want to go even a little deeper, honestly. Let's see what this looks like up against our key wall. Once it has settled, I'm going to give it just a second to do that. There we go. It looks like it's pretty much settled down. And yeah, it's not the deepest water here. Can we get under the water, I wonder, with the camera? Probably not. Probably with the screenshot mode I could, but yeah, not the deepest. So let's go with a slightly lowered elevation here. We'll come down to like 30 meters below that main line. And now I'm just going to bring this all the way down and just get rid of all this real quick. And then we're just going to clean this up by smoothing this shelf that we've made. Definitely not as much of a challenge down this end. I want to get this right up to the quay wall though, so this may take me a few passes. Looks like this is definitely going to be a process that requires patience. But I think in the end, I'm going to be happy with what I've got. I'm going to bring this to where the circle is just touching the edge of our quay wall here. I think that'll give me the effect I'm going for. I hope. So going to do that all the way down the length of this quay wall. Also going to go ahead and start smoothing this out, because it looks like the water is struggling to find its path up. So we'll get this all smooth, and we may wind up just sloping some of this as well, just to speed things along. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But first, I want to get a lot of this smoothed out and brought right up to the wall here. And it's far from perfect, but I'm happy with it. I'll take these results. I think they're fine. So let's get some connectivity in here now. Let's not have that going up. There's no need. So let's try that again. And then I'm not going to bring this in the T. I'm just going to let it come in at this weird angle here. And cool, it gets our zoning in. I know we've got a few little weird things happening down here, but I think I'm okay with that. I don't want too much connectivity down through here. This is, after all, a pretty big collector, so I don't think we want to connect too many blocks to that. What I do want to look at, though, is I remember the patch notes says they increased the capacity of the elementary school, but does that mean I need to replace it? So it says, I know the patch notes said that. I'm gonna check those patch notes real quick. Bear with me while I find my phone. There it is. And I'm just gonna look that up real fast. Oh, okay. No, my mistake. It increased the passive service coverage range of the elementary school, but not the capacity of it. So that's fine. We definitely need another elementary school. Wish I had some options for these. That one's kind of more towards that side. I'm going to get this one in more like right here. Maybe actually kind of right here. And we can get the playground into the side. Which, am I on this side road? Yes. And then we'll get the playground right here. And that'll be a nice addition there. So now we will have enough capacity for our elementary students. We're nowhere near our capacity for anything else. So we don't need to really worry about that. But we will be adding the university probably over in this area soon. But for now, I just want to respond to our zoning needs, except for industry. I don't think I'm going to do any industry right now. I just want to get some different uses in here and start making this a bit of a better place to live. And I'm going to stop there with the zoning for a moment because we've tapped out most of our residential demand. There goes the textures doing some weird stuff again. But we did unlock another signature building. I did place the film actor mansion, and I kind of put it over here, and I'll do a little detailing to kind of make that feel like his own place. I don't know how he'll feel about being right up against the road there, but that's the price you pay for some stunning ocean views, my friend. So, especially getting that much land in real estate, that would be that expensive. We got the Iron Press building, books to nourish the mind and soul. And this looks like it's pretty much a commercial building. So I'm going to plop that in, and we're going to get that in right back over here, where there's currently some commercial developing. We'll just dezone this and then let it adjust back in with the correct spacing there. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna let this run, let some of this stuff actually get built, and then we'll see where our demand sits. So we're looking good, but before I continue, I would like to get some parks to make this area a little bit better. And I think what we'll do is come in with a large city park down here by the water. I think that's a beautiful place for it. Put that in right there, and that should get us pretty good coverage for most of that. And then I notice we have a little area over here that doesn't have the best coverage, so I'm just going to go with a small park, small plaza, playground, dog park. Definitely a dog park. Right here, we are going to lose a house or two, but it is also going to take care of some demand for parks. We also have a small area over here. I'm wondering if I can't get in one of these little outdoor gyms. Oh, I can. Beautiful. That fit is so perfect right there. That makes me very happy. Probably do the same thing right here then. Oh, overlapping items. It's kind of sad. Oh, well. Can I get anything of these in here? No, I cannot. However, this is right next to our college. So maybe some tennis courts. They want to too long. Basketball courts would work, but I think tennis would be more appropriate over here. So maybe we'll just bump them in behind the offices instead. Cool, that'll work. And then I would like one more big park, and I'd like it to be right here, but my path is in the way. So let's get rid of the path. I'm not married to the placement of that path. There we go. That fits right in there. And then we can add some trees, and that'll look really good. We've got quite a bit of demand for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and zone in a little bit more here. I'm going to go with a little more low density through here. And even back, I'm gonna break the rule, and I am gonna zone housing along our collector here. I guess I didn't need to do that since it was already popped in. But I'm gonna end it there because that's kind of encroaching on this guy's land. And I'm sure the pop musician would have something to say about that. Is that what you are? No, you're a film actor. Yeah, you're the film actor. Cool. And then onto this side, we're going to go with some more density. I wish there was a medium density for commercial and offices. Because what I'm afraid of, oh my God. It's quite the forest fire. What I'm afraid of is, we're going to have either, this just single story stuff, or we're going to have big high rises and nothing in between for office and commercial. Though we can mitigate that somewhat by coming in here with these buildings. And that's good. That's a good height. I'm good with that. What if I do a 3? Might be a little too tall, but we are starting to work towards some taller buildings at this end of town anyway. So let's just roll with it. And aside from our commercial and office demand, that takes care of most of that. We did unlock one more signature building, the Polaris Suites, which might be a little too tall for what we're going for right now, but maybe we'll think about adding that later. But we did also reach Big Town for our milestone, which did give us our high density housing and oil. So kind of exciting. The city is making money. We're doing really well. This is my first time ever hitting high density. I'm just kind of curious, like, what's the smallest high density building? Well, we have no high density demands. I can't really find out right now. So that's fine. I'm a little concerned about our disparity in building sizes right here, but I think I'll live with it. Oh my God, that entire side of the map is just on fire. It looks like it's okay. I've intentionally tamped down the criticism in this video, but these forest fires look ridiculous. They just do. Like one column of smoke now and then, like there. One column of smoke for a massive forest fire and just little weird flames. This needs work. This needs a lot of work. And maybe not as many icons. I don't know that I need an icon for every tree that's on fire. This doesn't seem necessary. I wonder, does that make air pollution? It looks like maybe... No, not really. No. All right, there's no air pollution coming from that. So, that could also be a thing that would be appropriate, I would think, would be for this to actually create some air pollution. But yeah, the forest fires and the tornadoes both need some work. They just don't look done. That looks very incomplete, very placeholder. We just needed something while we were in an alpha of the game. Yeah, it's not good. Plus, that tree doesn't look dead to me. It looks fine. I know it has 0 wood value, but visually, it's fine. So yeah, forest fires definitely need work. Definitely need work. But I'm sure they'll get there. Because I bet they're not happy with it either. So we do have a bit of crime happening in this corner. I thought we added in. Oh, we added our nearest police station there. And there's one way up there. So we may need to do some more city services right in through here with some fire and some police. I did kind of leave a few spaces just for that. Not going to get into detailing today. We will do that next time. I think that we've done well. We're almost at 11,000 population. Let's just double check. We've got, wow, 5,300 people riding the bus lines, and we have not yet expanded into this neighborhood, which I'm going to do. But we're also going to expand this neighborhood out this way a little bit, following the shoreline here, and then connecting this road up over to there. But that's all for the future. So that's going to do it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, all that good stuff. Get subscribed. I don't always just complain. Sometimes I just sit down and build. And I will admit, this patch that came out today has made things more enjoyable. I'm happier. Still, there are issues with the game. The grid for zoning is still weird. And we saw the strange graphical issue with the quality of the level of detail. But overall, we're pretty good. So, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.